Your Xiaomi phone and the Pixel Experience ROM, the Pixel 5 ROM, it doesn't make your phone a budget Pixel. And it definitely isn't anything like the experience of actually owning a Google Pixel. Today is a national holiday in Vietnam, and the mall is max capacity. In the middle of 2012, I was in college and I bought a Samsung Galaxy S3. I loaded the Android open source ROM, and for a very, very reasonable price, I had the Google Play Edition Samsung Galaxy S3, and the device was awesome, especially compared to what it was like before running TouchWiz. A few months later, and the Nexus 7 is announced, and me and my college roommate buy them. It's a great way for us to go ahead and take notes in class with a Bluetooth wireless keyboard. We can draw on them using a capacitive stylus, and for the price point that the Nexus 7 came in at, it's an awesome multimedia device. Now, I've got the Samsung Galaxy S3, I've got the Nexus. I am fully engulfed in the Google ecosystem of things. And at the time, that was essentially Android open source. About a year or so later, I'm done with college. I have my first job outside of college, and I need a new phone. I'm not really big on signing another contract, so I decided to get the recently released LG G2. I flashed Cyanogen mod on it. I helped my roommate get a G2. We flashed Cyanogen mod on that device, and it is very, very close to the Pixel experience. I know this because a couple months after that, I got rid of the device, dropped it, broke it. My family got me a Samsung Galaxy Note 5? Samsung Galaxy Note 5. And I have an upcoming trip to Barcelona. Because the Samsung Galaxy Note was locked to my carrier, I needed to have an international phone. So I went on Amazon and I got a Google Nexus 6P. And the Google Nexus 6P is just like the experience that I have on the LG G2. Awesome, I love it. It's clean, it's simple, it's minimal. Talcon. It's simple, it's minimal, it's Android open source. The device runs really, really fast. It has a good camera, pretty decent battery life. It's big, but that's okay. Back in America, I go back to using my Samsung Galaxy Note 5. It's an okay device. I do a road trip around America. That Samsung device serves me really, really well. I like it. And then I'm getting ready to head off to Asia. I spend a year, a little bit less than a year, up in Northern California, and I'm looking to get rid of the Samsung device. I'm not quite sure what to get. I know I need to get an unlocked phone. The battery of my Note's going out, and logically, the next device for me to get is a OnePlus 3T. Now, personally for me, the OnePlus 3T was an eye-opening device. I didn't realize I could have a device. Good morning. I didn't realize that I could have such a fast, smooth device that felt just like my Nexus 6P and just felt like all the other Nexus devices I had, but it allowed me to change some colors on things. It gave me faster charging, and it allowed me to customize the device to my liking, and I love that phone. This is the alleyway, and you think your streets are narrow. Oftentimes 2 cars try to fit through at the same time. Talk about comedy. By the end of 2017, I'd lost my OnePlus 3T while motorcycling in Thailand. It got water damage. Get a Mi 5S Plus, and I'm back to using Lineage OS, custom ROMs, buying Xiaomi devices, flashing them. And I think that by 2020, 2021, 2022, that the experience for a Pixel owner is similar to the experience that I had on my OnePlus 3T, my Nexus 6P, and even the Nexus 5 I bought as like an in-between phone because I love the stock Android experience so much. And I'm actually so convinced about this that when I bought my Redmi Note 10 Pro about a year and a half ago, I made a video saying that Pixel Experience ROM plus the Redmi Note 10 Pro equaled a budget Pixel 5a killer, because I have no idea what the actual Pixel experience on a Pixel device is like. And then I got the phone that I'm using to record this video on right now, my Google Pixel 6. And oh my God, I was completely wrong. The difference between using a Nexus device and using a now Pixel device is completely different. And just for a frame of reference, I'm running Android open source on my Xiaomi Mi Pad 4. I know what Android open source is like. And I can tell you right now that the entire ethos, the entire idea, the entire zeitgeist behind the Google Pixel series of phones is nothing like getting a budget phone and flashing a ROM on it. The entire idea of getting a Pixel device is you are getting hardware from the manufacturer that also makes the software that it's running on. It's made from the ground up to give you the most possible performance, to make the device as smart as possible, to make your experience using the device smarter with a Pixel. Using a Pixel is nothing like using Android open source. And it's because Google realized that they had to put features and benefits that were only going to benefit Pixel owners. If they put all of these features into Android open source, then that would allow manufacturers to just load what is essentially the Pixel ROM onto their device, and Google would have no reason to sell you their phone. I just want to remind you guys that if you don't want to have advertising on these videos, that you can go ahead and become a channel member for $1 a month. I upload all of these videos for my members, unmonetized, little to no ads, and we have a great time over on Discord. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are gonna say. Oh, but Mitchell, flashing the Pixel Experience ROM on my Redmi Note 10 Pro, on my Poco F1, it's a lot better, right? It's almost like the Pixel Experience. No, the entire ethos, the entire reason that the Pixel is made is to give Android users the opportunity to have an experience that is very much like the iPhone in that it's simplified. There's a way that Google wants you to do things. And that way of doing things with Google is using Assistant a lot. It's having deep integration. It's having routines set up on your device. And it's ultimately trying to make the experience of using a smartphone a smarter phone experience. Unlocking your bootloader to flash a custom ROM is doing the opposite of making it a smarter, simpler, more intuitive experience. You're adding layers of complexity. You're adding more points of failure. You're adding the potential for more bugs. And ultimately, it's like the opposite of what the Pixel experience is. Because ultimately, Google isn't releasing the Pixel experience as Android open source anymore. In fact, I would say that the Pixel Experience ROM or the Pixel 5 ROM or Lineage OS is actually a lot closer to what you would get with like Sony, Asus, or even Motorola, which is the Android open source plus some tweaks experience, but it doesn't fundamentally change the way you interface with your device. Now, I want to make something clear. I'm throwing no shade. There is no hate being thrown on developers of custom ROMs or even people using custom ROMs. I just want people to understand that the experience that you have is nothing like the experience that I have. I know this because I use both. I've owned both. I used them 5 years ago. I was flashing ROMs on devices in like 2009 with the Sony Xperia 1 with the Snapdragon 1 gigahertz processor. I've been through all of that. Is it a better experience than whatever stock ROM you have on your device? Maybe. Is it the Pixel experience? Definitely not.